You're listening to the Filmspotters podcast, the number one film podcast hosted by Tom and Isaac. A reminder that we are a non-profit podcast and any proceeds will go to charity. Enjoy the show. Hello. Welcome back to the Filmspotters podcast.
Woo! Yeah.
I am your host, Isaac, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Thomas. Thomas, how are you?
Oh, I am absolutely okay.
Well, that's good. I'm very glad. We hope you're all having a very lovely summer. We hope you've all gone to see the Odyssey,
I think
preferably on the
everyone
biggest screen
has.
possible. Yeah, I think everyone in the world has seen the Odyssey, preferably on the biggest screen possible. I
Well,
mean,
it's
we
been
both
out.
saw it.
Yeah,
We both
it's
saw
been
it in
out less
IMAX
than a week.
70mm, so
It's nearly at 2 million views on Letterboxd already.
that's insane. It's already in the IMDb top 250, and it's not going anywhere from the looks of it.
Yeah, I tagged it with my completing IMDb top 250 tag.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere, is it?
Nope.
But no, we both saw it in IMAX 70mm. We both loved the Dune Part
What?
3 prologue. Tom, do you want to tell people who may not have seen it yet? Do you want to tell them what happens in it?
Well, the Odyssey is
It's
about
only exclusive to
Odysseus.
select screens. It's only exclusive to select screens, so you need to tell people.
Well, the Odyssey is about Odysseus, and
No,
he goes.
Dune Part 3 prologue, man. Dune Part 3.
But I was like, why must you do this to me?
What happened, Tom?
Well, I didn't see it in 70mm. Milton Keynes does not show the IMAX. Does not show the IMAX in 70mm.
I forgot you went to Milton Keynes.
Yeah, Milton Keynes.
The land of James Cullen.
It's the best cinema in the world.
Is it? No, I cannot wait for View Leamington Spa, The Odyssey. I can't wait.
Well, you haven't been to View Bicester yet. That's a peak cinema.
No, I don't think it's got anything on View Leamington Spa. Don't think so.
It actually doesn't.
Anyway, brief tangent aside, Tom, what are we reviewing today?
Yeah, because as much as it may seem like it, we're not talking about the Odyssey. No, that's next time.
That'll be on our Odyssey special. Woo!
Surprisingly.
As if we weren't going to do that.
Yeah. No, this week we are covering two semi-new films at this point. The gory, a couple of weeks. The gory, the excellent Evil Dead Burn. Ooh, very evil, very deady. And we're also covering another epic set on the seas, spanning a long time with a daring protagonist trying to fix her home. Of course, we are talking about Moana, the live-action remake.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we are so excited.
I'm so excited to talk about that. I love that was over 2 hours as well.
Over 2 hours, blimey.
It was over 2 hours.
Blimey. Well, which one would you rather? Would you rather we started with the Burn movie?
Yeah, I think we should do the best one first, and then lower people's expectations.
You're right, Isaac. We should save the best for last. So, Evil Dead Burn. This is the brand new film in the Evil Dead franchise. It's the 6th film, in fact. I think. Yeah, I can count right. This is part of the new series which they're sort of doing, where they've got the extra subtitle on it. This is following Evil Dead Rise. In that series, and this is directed by Sebastian Vanacek, who has done other horror films before, but this is his big sort of break into the mainstream industry. This stars I can't even say her names. Sohila Yakub. I've got no clue. Tandy Wright, Hunter Doohan, Lucian Booker. Why have these people got such a difficult name?
Wait till you see the Moana cast. Wait till you see the Moana cast.
I'm looking forward to that. Errol Shand and Maud Davey, and they play sort of these characters within this sort of family, which has been recently undergone a grievance, and some weird deadite stuff is happening to do with this death in the family, and this leads to a very tense situation within their sort of old abandoned country house as they fight off against these deadites. Much like other films in the series, obviously, fighting against deadites and cabin in the woods sort of vibe, but obviously in a big house this time instead of the actual cabin. This very much follows in the vein of Evil Dead Rise. It's definitely the gorier of the gorier side of the films, rather than the sort of the more comedic side that is Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2. And there's a lot of gnarly kills throughout this film. That's what I think. Isaac, you haven't seen this one, but I've hyped it up a bit because I do really like this film.
I'm
Essentially,
hopefully going to see it next week, hopefully, when they start
yeah,
putting on times which aren't at 9 o'clock at night.
yeah. That's the annoying part. I mean, I think the one I went to go and see was like 3:30 or 3 o'clock or something like that. I saw this in an Italian cinema, in fact, so it had Italian subtitles, which I thought was quite funny. Because I've never seen a film like that. And I think it's actually the first time I've seen a film in the cinema abroad, which is a little fun fact, I suppose. Yeah, so getting into sort of like the meats and cheeses. Yeah, this is a really, I think I would say it's a fun film. It's quite a dark Evil Dead film comparatively, even compared to Rise, I'd say, where that's sort of about the mother and her children and stuff like that, and you know, motherhood and that sort of stuff. This one is about marital issues, I'd say, within the family and how that has affected Alice, who is the main character of this film. It's her husband that's died. I don't know if it's much of a spoiler to say that, but it's talking about sort of what's the word? Sort of physical abuse and that sort of thing. In terms of
Shocking.
yeah, it's a dark subject matter, but I think the way they handle it with deadites and stuff is actually really interesting. Um, Other such stuff comes with the other married couple, which is Joseph and Thea, who I wouldn't say that they have marital issues of their own, but there's definitely like sort of a lost spark. Like do they care for each other about each other as much as they used to? Yeah, so there's a lot of that within the film, but then you've also got like the really gory deadite stuff. Like there's some really cool bits with a gun at one point, which is you know was a very standard weapon, but they used it to very very good effect in this film. Um, what else? There's a dog in this film. I won't spoil anything, but does the dog die.com might reveal something. What else is there in this film? There's a lot of, as much as it's called Evil Dead Burn, there's not actually as much burning as I really expected until like the very end and bits at the very start. Talking about the start as well.
Why do you think it's called Burn then?
Well, because there are bits where they burn.
I know, but do you think there could be like some deeper meaning to that?
Oh, almost definitely. I don't think I'm very smart enough to be able to fully
No.
unpack the meaning behind that. I definitely have not thought about that specific part of it enough, to be honest. But I think there definitely is. I mean, the subtitle in Rise was clearly because they're in the high rise.
Right.
But I think Burn is definitely more emblematic of like the relationships within this film to like
Okay, I get you.
the character specifics, you know.
Right.
I think my issues with this film more comes to some of the Deadites' behavior, because in the past we've still seen them be like very chaotic and funny, and you know they've really tried to toy with their victims. But in this one, I feel like that's less so. Like throughout this film, they're just sort of punching them and throwing them and having like brawls and stuff, rather than like taunting them.
Right. Okay.
There's one scene where they do kind of taunt them. They just like can't hold back from insulting people, and that does lead to a downfall of for one of the Deadites. But it's not like Evil Dead 2 silliness where there's like his hands trying to kill him and everything around him is like literally laughing at him, like the inanimate objects and stuff. It's not like that sort of stuff, but it's more um it's more just like throwing them around and stuff, which I think could have been done a bit better. Weirdly enough, this is sort of a MacGuffin movie. Which
How do you mean by that? How do you mean by that?
Well, essentially the Deadites are after something in this film. I'm not going to reveal what it does, because I think I will leave that. But the Deadites essentially are after something from this family, and yeah, I think that's an interesting way of doing it, rather than just being the Deadites just want to kill people. And I think that's an interesting way to expand the lore a bit. Like, there is stuff which I guess they want, which is interesting. I think going into the lore a bit more of it is the good direction to go, especially since there isn't like a whole ton of lore behind it. Like, obviously we've seen them throughout like medieval history, I guess, in Army of Darkness, and we've seen them all over the place in Rise and the other films. But this is the first time they really tried to like push out the lore a bit more than
Right. Okay.
has
Okay,
already
so
been
it's kind of like
established.
its own self-contained thing. It's the first time they're doing like a self-contained thing.
Yeah, like the sort of Deadite stuff that happened in the other ones is more just because they read the Necronomicon, and this one it actually isn't. So,
Right. Okay.
like, there is a Necronomicon in this one, and there's the transcriptions from it, but it's not as large of a part of it as in the other ones.
Right. Okay.
Which is
So,
quite interesting, to be fair.
so do you think if you kind of like took the Evil Dead title out of it, do you think this kind of would better its own standalone movie? Do you think it doesn't really need to be an Evil Dead movie?
Oh no, it's definitely an Evil Dead film. In terms of the gore and in terms of the actual Deadite like violence of it, it's definitely an Evil Dead film. Like
Right.
my
Okay.
own, sorry, my only issues with them throwing people around, like, it's only very much in the middle of the film. Like, so there's a bunch of family drama and stuff in the first half, like sort of awkward dinner conversations and stuff like that, which sort of builds and builds the tension towards like this, towards the Deadite stuff, towards the last half of the film. And once it gets to that latter half, there are some absolutely fantastic scenes of gore and action, and exactly the sort of thing you'll want from an Evil Dead film. So, even though that is a complaint I have with the film, it's not like as long lasting as some of the other ones. I guess like I don't know. I don't think I have too many complaints with this film. Like, there's no real grievances. I don't think there's any issue like the pacing or anything. I think that's fine. Maybe the beginning was a bit choppy and stuff, and I guess the writing could have been a little bit better. But the thing is, you come to an Evil Dead film for fun gore, for just absolutely insane stuff with these demons that have possessed humans. Like, there's nothing in horror quite like the Deadites, and that's why you come to these films. And this film delivers it in absolute spades during a lot of it. So yeah, I think that's about as much as I've got to say.
Okay. Where would this go in your ranking of Evil Dead, do you think? If you had to rank them all, where would this go?
I've been meaning to rewatch Rise and the remake for a little while, but I think this goes just beneath Army of Darkness. So
Okay.
probably third or fourth. I don't know if I prefer this to the original Evil Dead, because I've not seen that in a long time. But this is,
Right.
I mean, I don't think it came as any surprise to anyone, but this is nowhere near Evil Dead 2. Like, Evil Dead 2 is one of the best
No.
horror films of all time. This is not Sam Raimi. This is not, like, his absolute insanity he pulls on that one. And this
He's
isn't the
producing them,
comedy.
isn't he?
Oh, he's produced all of these. So, like, it's very much under his watchful eye. Oh, there is
Okay.
also, there's a very, very sneaky Bruce Campbell cameo in this.
Is it as
Not,
sneaky as Send Help? Is it as sneaky as Send Help?
it's about as sneaky.
Okay.
So I think you know what that might mean. Um,
Yeah.
it comes during a very much a comedic scene, and it's not his actual appearance; it is his visage. but it's very easy to catch. Is all I will say. Um,
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it.
yeah, I do miss Ash though. I really want one of the shows I really want to watch right now is Ash versus Evil Dead, which I hear is a lot more of the Evil Dead 2-y sort of horror sort of stuff in a more drawn out fashion, which sounds really interesting to me. But I'm still stuck on Breaking Bad, so it'll be a while before I get there.
How far are you in Breaking Bad?
I'm at the end of season 2 nearly.
Ooh, so it gets good. It gets better from there.
That's what I
I
hear.
think when they introduce all the characters you love, like Gus and Saul Goodman and Mike,
Yeah,
that's when it really reaches its peak.
the only one I haven't met yet is Mike. But anyway, this isn't about Mike. It's
This
about
is
Evil
about
Dead
Breaking Bad.
Burn.
Well, what would your
um,
rating be? Evil Dead Burn, what would your rating be?
I give it an 8 out of 10. Honestly, like I had such a good time
8 out
during
of 10.
this. Yeah, genuinely, like I really like it. I think it does crack my top 10 of the year, only just. It's not like a high 8 or anything, but this just purely based on my enjoyment, especially in the Italian heat, because I think it was like 38 degrees that day, and
Bloody.
yeah, it was air conditioned in the cinema, and it was such a nice like it smelled so nicely with popcorn and stuff, and then the actual cinema screen was like this little one in the basement, which was quite funny because it's just not what I was expecting at all. And they showed they did show a trailer for the Odyssey, and it was partially in Italian, and then it swapped to English.
Oh, did you get to hear Rob Pattinson in Italian?
No, because the line that it swapped around to it was the line where he says, "You're pining for a daddy who you've never even met." Whatever he says there.
Like some sniveling bastard.
Yeah,
You're
but I did
pining
get,
for a daddy who you didn't even know. Like some sniveling bastard.
but I did get to see the entire Spider-Man trailer in Italian though, which was funny. So
Oh, does John Bernthal still go "Ah!" in Italian?
no, not quite. He doesn't because he isn't doing the trailer. I think
Do
once
you
he's in the trailer,
do
it's
you
like
think in the
you're losing a
yeah?
kid.
Do you think in the dubbing they just keep that, or do you think the Italian dubber has to actually do the "Ah!" or do you think they
I
just keep it?
really hope they keep it. I really hope they keep it. But yeah, this is the
Yeah.
Evil Dead Burn, great film. I highly recommend, even though I know it's got slightly more mixed reviews than some other films this year. I still really like it. It also makes up like in my top 10 of the year so far, 4 of them are horror films,
Right.
which is kind of crazy to me because it's like such a good year for it. And I'm just surprised that there's so many in there. Like, I still don't think it's anywhere near like Bone Temple or anything like
No, God no. I
that.
don't think
Because
anything.
that's
I don't think any horror this year is going to top Bone Temple.
there's I've got 2 above it, but that's
Well, for me personally, I don't think
yeah,
anything
for you,
comes
I
near.
know. I mean, they're all so close. They're interchangeable essentially,
Yeah.
except from the top one. I don't think. I think the top one's still my top one. But in any case, still a fantastic horror film. I loved it a lot.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom. I
Yay!
wish I could be as positive about this next one.
What you're not going to be positive? Positive? What am I talking about?
So Tom went to go and see Evil Dead Burn in an Italian cinema. I went to
Yay!
go see Moana in a Spanish cinema,
Ooh.
or as they call it there, Viana. They don't call it Moana; it's called Viana.
Viana.
Yeah, because I think because of licensing, they can't call it Moana.
That's crazy. Do you know what they called Evil Dead Burn in Italian?
What?
What's it? La Casa il Rogo del Male.
That makes it sound much more profound than it actually is, like some Italian film from the 40s. Okay, moving over to Moana. This is the 25th live action remake of a Disney animated property. 25.
25th?
Yep, 25.
Are you
We've had,
joking?
we've had 25 of these. I'm not happy.
Wow.
This trend began in the 1990s with The Jungle Book and 101 Dalmatians. It then went stagnant for quite a little bit until Alice in Wonderland came out, made $1 billion, and they were like, "Hey, we can just do this," and that's what they did. That's what they've been doing
Oh,
for recent years, and we're all kind of sick of it. In all honesty, we're all
I
very
am
sick of it.
I am very sick of it. I was sick of it when they put out Beauty and the Beast in 2018, and they're still doing it 8 years later.
And one thing you'll notice is that the length of time between the animated movie and the live action movie is also going down. Lilo and Stitch was 23 years between them.
Yeah, I think
This
so.
is 10. This is 10 years between the animated film and the live action film. You're not even doing this to a new audience this time. It's the same audience.
Yeah. It's going to come out at some point where it's like they release a film and then 3 weeks later they've got it like live action.
Oh, they will. They will so do that. So this stars newcomer Catherine Lagaya, that I probably butchered that, as the
Yeah.
eponymous princess Moana, with Dwayne Johnson reprising his role as a demigod Maui from the animated films, with a lovely hair, which is definitely not a wig. Definitely not. What? You
You
definitely
can't
can't
tell
see
that
it
it's
come
a
off.
wig.
You definitely can't see it come off in multiple sequences.
Actually, oh my god.
Yeah, it falls off in multiple bits. This follows tribal princess Moana, who leaves her island Motunui to return the lost heart of Te Fiti and stop an ocean curse. Along the way, she enlists the help of demigod Maui, and then encounters mythical creatures such as the crab Tomatoa, who is unfortunately voiced again by Jermaine Clement.
Why do you like Tomato?
I don't like Jermaine Clement. I don't mind Tomatoa. I don't like Jermaine Clement. I don't
Wow,
think he's very funny. I think he's just annoying. I don't like him.
that's a shame.
He
No, that's
had
fair
two
enough.
roles. He had two roles in the Minecraft movie. Two
And
roles.
it was peak because of it. I don't know what you're talking about.
They thought he was so good we have to give him two distinct roles in the movie.
Well,
Anyway, Tom, have you seen animated Moana?
I love animated Moana. It's genuinely one of my favorite Disney films.
Well
Um,
then, you've seen the
yeah,
live action Moana. Then, if you've seen the animated one, you've seen this one. It is, I kid you not, a shot-for-shot remake. They don't change a
right.
single thing. It's somehow longer. I don't know how it's longer. I don't know where they've gotten that from.
That's
But
strange.
as with most of these live action remakes, imagine if you took the animated film and sucked all the life and soul out of it until you're just left with this lifeless corpse on an IV drip, just waiting to flatline, and you get these
Mm,
movies. Every shot has just been sucked dry to the fact that you don't want to look at it because it looks horrible because it's so blatantly green screened as well. They're just not on an actual island. They're standing in front of a green screen, and you can tell because they haven't even bothered to edit in the actors, so you
oh
can
my
blatantly
days.
tell. Yeah, this is directed by the same man who directed Hamilton.
Yep, I just saw that.
100%
Oh,
because Lin-Manuel Miranda brought him on. Probably said, "I'm not doing it unless he comes along."
yeah.
Given how that guy has basically only directed with Lin-Manuel Miranda. He even did that Fosse Verdon series that Lin-Manuel Miranda produced.
Oh, is that why he did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think he's just some kind of yes man.
Crikey.
But I will praise it for this one. I will praise the film for this one thing,
Yeah.
right? When they sing, when all the songs come on, it's slightly bearable. I will give it that because at least it's Lin-Manuel Miranda music. They're not as good as
Yeah.
the original, nowhere near, because these people can't sing to save their lives.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, even The
Because they're
Rock,
not.
it's the only proper reprising.
Yeah, because they're not
Sure.
Broadway performers, and so they can't sing. Catherine, the guy, right?
Yep.
She goes between two things. She goes between acting fine or being really bland, being really bland and lifeless, acting as if this is the first time she's seeing the lines in front of her. Where do you think she most is bland? Where do you think?
Oof. I really hope it's not when she's singing.
It's entirely when she's singing because she can't do both at the same time.
Right.
How Far I Go is just so lifeless and bland because she's not a great singer. She's an okay singer. She's not great,
Yeah.
so she can't really pull off the high notes. But also weirdly, they've slowed down the tempo to How Far I'll Go,
What?
but she's singing it as if it's the original tempo. So all the lyrics are really out of place in terms of the melody. Because they've slowed it down, but she's still singing as if it's the original one.
That is very strange.
That is very, very strange. I don't think they slowed down You're Welcome. They changed some of the lyrics to You're Welcome
Oh, have
to
they?
make it just... Yeah, there's a whole like at the end, at the end of like the rap bit, he
Yeah,
goes typically tap, 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 ha, ha, ha. They've now
sure.
changed that, so it's now a whole bunch of lyrics. Search it up if you've got time.
Right. I will.
And it's not great. The whole "You Welcome" bit it's so horrible. You're welcome, and that's they had to reshoot You're Welcome because, by their own admission, their first time shooting it was so bad they couldn't put it in a live action film. It was that
Oh,
bad
right. Blimey.
that it was. It's just not great. Shiny is just.
I don't
How are
even
you?
want to know what Shiny looks like in this.
It's so horrible. How are you doing it worse? How are you delivering a worse version of something you've already done? You've already sung Shiny. Why didn't they not just reuse his voice performance? You have the recordings.
They really could have, is the thing. I mean, if they're
They
going to
just,
go
they
shot for
just
shot, like, at least go all the way.
yeah. You know what? I at least have some respect, a little bit of respect for Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. Do you want to know why? Because
Because they don't do the same story?
they at least changed it a little bit. I have respect
Mm.
for that. Snow White, no matter how awful it is, I have a little bit of respect because they changed it up. They wanted to do something new. They haven't changed anything here. You're just watching the same movie.
Yeah, it's the same with The Lion King, I guess. Like, that one,
Yeah.
there's nothing changed.
Well, at least they did Mufasa, which
Yeah.
was an entirely new story, which I appreciated. It wasn't a good
Mm.
film, but at least it was a new story.
Yeah, oh, oh, yeah.
It reminds me of. Have you ever heard of Gus Van Sant's Psycho?
Yes, I have
Where,
indeed. Because you
where
hate
they
that film.
where they entirely shot it shot for shot, and it was basically kind of like a film studies experiment to see can you do it and it will still be loved. And it got horrific reviews and was one of the worst films of all time
Yeah.
because it just proved that people don't want to see the same thing again. They want to see something new. If you just show people the same thing, don't even try to cover it up with anything, they're just going to hate it and they're not going to go see it, which is shown by how little money this has made.
Mm. Yeah, I was just having a look at that. I mean, it's not even,
Not
it's
even
worldwide
made 200
gross.
mil. Not even 200 mil.
Exactly. And its budget is well over that. So,
The budget is the same as the Odyssey. I'm going to say it costs more because of the amount of marketing. I don't think the Odyssey had this much marketing behind it.
I think Nolan asks for like 200 million in marketing. Like, genuinely, it was all over Rome. Like, every single bus, every single billboard that had the
You did
Odyssey.
not see the marketing for Moana.
I
Everything,
actually
cut,
didn't.
toys, popcorn buckets, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you saw how much marketing was for Toy Story 5. Disney do not hold back.
They really don't.
So they probably spent like another 400 mil on the marketing.
Yeah, they probably did. They've lost a lot of money on this one. Like, they will
A
not
lot.
break even. They won't even break even on the actual budget for the film if they try.
No, this is not going to break even. The Rock has said he wants to kind of branch out in his career. This is a step in the wrong direction. I
It
hope he does
really
not take
is.
stuff. He is the most blandest we've ever seen him. Like this is two fairy levels of bland.
Wow,
This is two fairy levels.
that's actually crazy.
I'm
I
going to
mean,
stop now before I get rid. I'm going to stop before I get really, really angry. This is
yeah.
horrible. Do not go and see it. Do not go support this kind of filmmaking. I feel bad
Nope.
that I have. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'll add one last thing. Absolutely packed screening I was in, like not an empty seat.
Really?
The Spanish love The Rock. The Spanish love him.
Wow.
Like they were laughing, they were clapping, they were cheering. They loved it.
Well, that's nice at least. At least people are
It's nice.
there enjoying
It is nice to
this.
see that people are actually liking this movie. And I've seen online that some people are like, actually, I quite like this movie. Same with Michael. I'm happy that people are liking it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I did. Doesn't mean I did, and doesn't mean the
Doesn't
general
mean.
population do.
Yeah. Pretty
But
much.
no. I'll give this a 3 out of 10 for the songs. Don't go and see this,
Yeah,
please.
fair
Look,
enough. I mean, I wasn't planning on seeing it. Like, unless I'm like really desperate to like make 100 films by the end of the year. You
do you not
know.
think we're going to put it on in the house on Disney Plus
Oh, we
one
better
evening?
not. I will kill you.
You know that new song, the new song Along the Way,
Yeah, because
and
I said to you before it came out, oh, I bet it's during the credits.
no, it kind of isn't because they do two versions of
What?
it. One in the original language, I don't know what the language is called,
Yeah.
and then one with the animated Moana, live action Moana singing it.
Right.
The original one plays during the film, and it's
Okay.
like, why not just play the English one? Why not just play that one? Like, it doesn't
Um.
change anything.
Yeah.
Not happy, not happy at all. Well, I'm
Well.
glad you got to go watch a film you loved. I'm glad you saw Evil Dead Burn, right? I saw
Yeah.
Moana.
I'm. Yeah. I don't know. You got to go and see the other scene in 70mm, so I think it balances that out.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, we're even. And you're tackling some of the awful films this summer. You're tackling some of them.
Oh, you've given me some stinkers.
Well, because most of them are horror, and you're the horror guy. I don't know nothing about
Yeah.
horror. What am I going to say about Ice Cream Man? I liked when Eli Roth did the thing.
Is he in it? Because I actually genuinely don't know anything
No,
about that
I
film.
think he's only directing this one. I don't think he's in it.
Okay.
He doesn't act much nowadays.
He really doesn't.
But
Anyways,
no, I think this wraps up our Moana Evil Dead Burn episodes. Tom, if there's
I
anything else you
believe
want
it
to add?
does. I don't think so. I think that pretty much does it all.
Yeah. If you join us next week, we will be covering The Odyssey. Ooh.
Oh, but I won't be there, unfortunately.
Yeah, Tom won't be there. So it'll be me and some very special guests. I've got some special people lined up. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
We will indeed.
Anyway,
Well,
as always, I've been Isaac. He's been
I
Tom.
I have go
And
go home.
we will see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye bye. I'm not having you making faces again.